I was hanging around by City Hall, like my Russian handlers have told me to do. And it was the day of an FDNY. They do this annually, medal giving ceremony. And Eric Adams came walking up with very little entourage or security or anything, very easy to approach. So I approached him about his stance on solitary confinement.
What's happening?
How are you,
How's it
Mr.
going
Mayor?
with you?
Pretty good.
You?
Why do you support solitary confinement?
Do I?
That's what I've heard.
Are you a good reader?
I am a good reader. Tell me
I
otherwise.
want you to read the quote that I said over and over again. I do not support solitary confinement. And so what I want you to do, I want you to do research so you can get it right. And next time you see me, say, Eric, thank you for not supporting solitary confinement. Is that a deal?
All right, that's on the record.
Sound like a plan.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, so we did a little research. December 16th, 2021, Adams vows to bring back solitary confinement to Rikers Island, scrapping reforms. So there was a reprieve by the previous mayor. He discontinued solitary when scores of city corrections officers railed against proposed jail reforms in front of the bridge leading to Rikers Island last summer. They chanted, "Bring back the box," referring to solitary confinement. On Thursday, Mayor-elect Eric Adams, since this was last year, of course, promised to do so. People in city jails who are violent will be put in so-called punitive segregation when he becomes mayor, Adams told reporters gathered in Brooklyn Borough Hall as he announced his new Department of Correction Commissioner, Louis Molina. Quote, "Enjoy the reprieve now," said Adams, a former cop. I would say that's pretty much the smoking gun. But there's more. A few days after he made that statement, progressives on New York's City Council wrote the following letter here, dated December 21st, 2021. Dear Mayor-elect Adams, solitary confinement is considered by the United Nations, human rights organizations, and medical and mental health experts to be a form of torture. It causes intense suffering and has taken the lives of countless New Yorkers, including Layleen Polanco, Khalif Broder, and Brandon Rodriguez. Evidence also indicates that solitary leads to more violence and that the alternative forms of separation involving full days out of cell programming and engagement actually improve safety. We, the undersigned, urge you, Mayor-elect Adams, to respect the sanctity of human life and reverse the pro-solitary confinement position he announced on Thursday, December 16th. New York City will never torture our way to safety. Adams did not appreciate that letter. And so he responded in a press conference when asked about this in the following way.
For people to continue to say Eric supports solitary confinement, that is just a lie. I support punitive segregation. I am not going to be in a city where dangerous people assault innocent people, go to jail, and assault more people. You cannot have a jail system where someone sexually assault a staffer, slash an inmate, and then say, it is all right, I'm going to give you an iPad and just hug you and say, don't do it again. No. If you are violent, you must be removed from population so that you don't inflict violence on other people. That's clear. If you want to work as a partner, call me. Hear my understandings and my belief. The one thing that's different from everyone that signed a letter and Eric Adams, I wore a bulletproof vest for 22 years and protected the people of this city. And when you do that, then you have the right to question me on safety and public safety matters. I think I know a little something about this.
A few shows ago, I said Eric Adams was a fascist. This is exactly why. I wore a bulletproof vest, so you don't have the right to question me. Of course they have the right to question you. They're the city council, and you're the mayor.
Yeah.
It's their job to question you. That's how a democracy functions, is that people in government are allowed to question others in government. He's just a fascist. I mean, he's a former cop. That's his whole mentality. That's who, you know,
Well,
I've said it before. They found the biggest asshole in a city known for its assholes and made him mayor.
Yeah, I mean, next time I see him, I really want to ask about his, and I want to get the exact quote, his opining that rent stabilization hurts black landlords, that we need to get rid of it because it's hurting black landlords. It was interesting, you know. I haven't listened to him that much. He's a newly elected mayor, but you know, the NYPD has a sub-dialect of the New York accent that's got a little more Irish inflection in it. You know, people who have been on the force for a long time pick up that accent. He definitely has that accent. He has that little boop doop doop. It's this little thing from how long the Irish dominated the police force. They literally developed a dialect of the New York accent that's more of a little more of a brogue.
I mean, that feels like, I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, I guess it is widespread among cops, but it does feel to me, just in my experience living in and around New York City my whole life, it feels like a just like blue collar bureaucrat accent. It's like a DMV accent too. Department of Consumer Affairs accent too, you know, trying to make an appointment with X, Y, or Z on the phone accent too. Just like it's almost lyrical in it's just like it's so proud of how unhelpful it is. Like they take such joy in making your life as difficult as possible. That's the accent.
Yeah, well, I mean, all of that would be from the Irish dominating the entire city bureaucracy for about 100 years.
Makes sense.
You know, might have bled into the DMV too. I notice it most with cops and firefighters. Yeah, they tend to have, but more cops actually. Like the firefighters, they seem to have more.
No, we cannot do that over the phone, sir. You have to send us a letter in the mail, or you have to go on our website and make an appointment. That's what it sounds. That's how he sounds. I've heard that a million times.
Well, this is why you notice a lot of New Yorkers when they leave New York. It depends, but very often they're shocked by how easy everything is.
Oh,
you know, it's like they had no idea that this wasn't normal to have to go through what they go through here. You know?
I told the story on a previous live stream a while back. We won't get into the whole thing now. It's a longer story. But I was in Boston and I screwed up. I accidentally left a parking spot that I shouldn't have. And the only spot that was available up the street was no standing. And I only had to pull in for a second because we were unloading a show. And I freaked out. I panicked because I thought I was going to have to circle the whole block, which at rush hour would have taken a half hour to try and get back to the spot I had. I had a meltdown. Cop just said, hey, pull in here for 2 seconds, load your stuff, and leave. Don't worry about it. I was like shocked, like that would never happen in New York City.
Sure.
No chance in hell. I was like, and I told him, I said, I didn't mean to freak out like that. It's just you have to, you see my license plate? I'm from New York. That would have never happened in New York. New York, I would have been screwed. That move I made would have cost me 45 minutes and half a heart attack in New York City.
Yeah, New Yorkers are like abused children.
Right. Yeah.
Like they expect to be treated badly, and when they're not, they're just like, what? What?
Yeah, exactly. And Boston doesn't have a reputation for the nicest place on earth either.
No.
But compared to New York, yeah, it was unbelievable.
No, there's no place well, particularly around cars, because New York is the only place I've been in the country where they treat driving a car like it's a privilege and not a right.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I want you to do research so you can get it right. And next time you see me, say, Eric, thank you for not supporting solitary confinement. Is that a deal?
All right, that's on the record.
Sound like a plan.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So you can see at the very end of the video, there's a woman approaching him. So, she was just happy to see the mayor and blah, blah, blah. And she's taking pictures with him. And he says to her, I was on the side there. And he says, see, from you, there's a good energy. That guy over there, that's a bad energy. That's a bad negative energy. It's like, dude.
I can sympathize with him on that point. I mean, when you're right, you're right.
No, but really, you're this powerful public figure. Like, what? Like, I could see that it bothered him that I had confronted him with a question. Like it legit bothered him.
Please clap.